Hi, this is Greg and Paul, and welcome to our 6th LEGO news, views and reviews roundup for the month of December. This month saw the rise of Skywalker being the #1 movie all over the world, and the final episode of Season 1's The Mandalorian aired on Disney+, and the final edition of the Brickfanatics magazine being published as well. But more on that later. Whilst here at London Bridge Bricks, we've been busy bees building lightsabers, Christmas trees, and thanks to Gala Gade, live streaming with a great bunch of YouTubers as part of the European YouTuber Secret Santa. This is the LBB News. Here we go. Late December saw the release of the contentious and colourful DC Superheroes collectible minifigure series. Colourful, yes, because all of those minifigure prints look nothing short of magnificent, and contentious because the LEGO Group have decided to increase the price of the blind bag purchase, but we'll come back to that later. Firstly, what do you get in each box of 60? Well, the good news there is that the distribution is fairly even for the 16 figures, with Aquaman, Flash and the Joker having 5 each in every box, and the rest being made up of 4 and 3 per box. You get a mixture of DC superheroes and supervillains from various decades, for example Batman from the 30s, Wonder Woman from the 60s, Miracle Man from the 70s and Joker from the 80s, and a recent incarnation of our favourite Kryptonian, Superman. If you'd like to see the exact breakdown, check out the description below. The packaging around the box is bright and appealing, and the figures really pop out at you. The figures are posed on their stands, and above the packets you get the whole gang together with the trinity of Batman, Superman and Wonder Woman taking centre stage. So let's dive in and take a look and see what's inside those blind bags. I'm going to start off with Batman. He's 80 this year, and in last month's LBB News we did an in-depth review of probably the best LEGO set of 2019, the 1989 Batmobile, which also celebrates being 30 this year. The Batman minifigure is as he was when he first appeared in the May edition of DC's Detective Comics way back in 1939. He's in a light grey and black outfit with a bright yellow utility belt and a unique cowl with extended earpieces. He comes with a blue batarang and a section of rope depicting his debut on the popular comics scene. Now this is a fine minifigure, and I'm really glad the team at LEGO picked this version of Batman, making this figure arguably the most important from the series. Keeping the retro vibe going, and we get Wonder Woman as shown in the 1960s. Her tiara and hair look fine, but the real detail is in the printing on her arms, showing those bullet deflecting bracelets and a blue skirt with white stars printed on them. Her accessory is the ever-faithful Lasso of Truth. Completing the DC Trinity is Superman. We get a recent reborn version of the Man of Steel. The blue and red print always look good together, and the symbol on his chest is of course legendary. The best part of this minifigure has to be the printed 2x2 tile, the Daily Planet newspaper, with the headline Kate Wonder Stunned City. Now this headline is a reference to the Superman saving Lois Lane from a helicopter. The picture used though is of Superman saving a jumbo jet and landing it somewhat unorthodoxly on a baseball ground from the film Superman Returns. So we get the right headline, the wrong picture and the wrong version of Superman, but we do get some good DC trivia nonetheless. Overall, Superman is fine. Personally though, I like to have seen a nod to the Christopher Reeves classic early 80s Superman. Diving even deeper now, and we get Aquaman. Now, 3 things stand out for me about this minifigure, which are his armoured printed right arm, which looks great lined up with the prints on his torso, his left hand having been replaced with a golden harpoon, and his accessory being a unique coloured exclusive fish. Now certainly since the 90s, Aquaman has enjoyed a new wave of fans as he's moved away from being that guy that can talk to the fish to being a more serious central character among the Justice League. Next, another main character from a bygone age, and one of my favourites from the collection, Jay Garrick aka the original Flash. Now he comes with his Roman god Mercury-esque helmet and small golden wings printed on his boots. The torso is excellent with fine detail printed as dark red on light red. You get in addition to him a trans neon green Lego lightning attached to his back, giving the impression of Speed Force, which is awesome. Next we have the Green Lantern, which is the Simon Baz version of the Green Guardian, sporting his familiar mask. He comes with an accurate lantern element and of course the Green Lantern's ring, which comes printed. Now this is a highly detailed figure with dual moulded arms and legs, and even the pattern on the back of his head is continued down his back. Now the character isn't particularly my favourite version of the Green Lantern, but the figure has been a welcome surprise for me. Onwards, and we get DC's answer to Iron Man, Cyborg. And again, it's another cool looking figure. His torso and arms have extremely detailed printing with hints of silver and sky blue. Taking the RoboCop style helmet off and you have a complex printed headpiece. Cyborg's accessory is a purple chain, which represents the front cover of the first Cyborg appearance back in 1980. Now he's another character I tend to glaze over when I'm in the comic shops. Again though, LEGO have come up with another excellent minifigure for the collection. Then we get one of the more unique and obscure figures, Metamorpho, whose body in the DC universe is made up of several different elements, giving him the ability to shapeshift. Hence, the figure comes in several different bright colours and finishes. For example, his right leg is printed in a gloopy fashion to make it look like a muddy texture. Equally bizarre, his left leg is trans clear. He also has an extra large left hand to show off those useful superhero shape-shifting abilities. He's a fine looking minifigure. Then we have the hunter and the hunted Huntress, sporting a long black hairpiece, a fabulous funky mask print across her face and a utility belt that would make Batman jealous. Now her colour combination of black and purple works really well. Her accessory is her main weapon of choice, the crossbow. Next we have the Joker, and this particular version of him is not necessarily my favourite figure, but certainly peeled off the pages of comics, he's my outright favourite character. You see, this Joker is based on the classic Frank Miller graphic novel, The Dark Knight Returns, which is a futuristic, bitter and twisted story, and it's a bit of a surprise to me that LEGO included this figure. The figure is well dressed in a muted white suit and tie and a fashionably purple shirt. He has, as he always does, come with green hair, and his facial expression is that of an evil Joker that wants to wreak havoc on the world. He comes with a couple of accessories, and we are treated once again to some seriously high detailed printing. A 1x2 printed tile depicting a playing card with two mirrored Jokers holding Batman, and we also get a bright pink portion of candy floss. He's classy looking, and I'm super happy that we got him in this collection. And now we go from the crazy to the fifth dimension, and we have Bat-Mite, who first appeared in DC Comics way back in 1959. Now this quirky looking character is well represented in the minifigure. The attire is based on Batman, but Bat-Mite being Bat-Mite, the outfit is ill-fitting. He comes with short legs, a bat crest print on his torso with a rough kind of homemade look about it, and a blue Batman cowl with a kinked ear. His accessory is one of the collectible highlights of the DC set, being a 2x3 printed tile of Detective Comics. That's the very same one that Batman first appears in back in May 1939. As you can see, the drawn villains have been swapped out for LEGO looking minifigures, and even Batman's rope has been replaced with its LEGO counterpart. Next, we get what looks like a DC version of Captain America, but with a tad more glitter. And so we get Stargirl. Now, not a choice I would necessarily have picked, but once again we get a great looking minifigure in the collection. She looks good with her cosmic converter belt and a unique cosmic staff, which if you look closely is filled with glitter. The printing is top notch, with 3 stars running down her arms and 2 facial expressions sporting her cool printed mask. And then we get the Green Lantern's arch enemy Sinestro, with his David Niven-esque moustache and bright pink tone of skin. His outfit is the same as he wore in his debut in Green Lantern Edition 18. His accessories include his infamous yellow lantern and power ring. And then we have the cuddly looking Cheetah, who happens to be the arch enemy Wonder Woman. Now her outfit includes cheetah prints from head to toe to towel. She's got a cool headpiece and comes with a large green sack of cash. Then we get one of my favourites from the collection, Mr. Miracle. Now his figure configuration comes with dual moulded arms and legs, and his 3 primary colours are bright red and yellow, and he's wearing a green 2-part hard fabric cape with one section turning upwards around his head. He comes with grey handcuffs and chains to showcase his escapology powers, which happens to finish off nicely this colourful DC superhero. Then last up we have DC's answer to Marvel's The Wasp, and in my opinion, the lesser known and underrated Bumblebee. I'm loving the facial expressions with those yellow tinted goggles, and her hairpiece is funky. Her torso has hints of blue, but primarily is a typical looking bee with black and yellow that match her printed bracelets, and I'm really liking the printed wings. She comes with 2 sizzling stinging blasts that finish this figure off well. So, what do we think of the 71026 DC collectible minifigure set? Well, in a nutshell, I really like it. I feel LEGO hit the ball out of the park with this series when it comes to design and detail. I like the new posable element that comes with the 1x2 jumper plate, which gives the DC minifigures that action pose. Leading the way when it comes to accessories has to be Bat-Mite's printed tile with the Lego-fied Detectives comics front cover. It's simply fantastic. However, there is a payoff here, and that comes in the form of the price. Now, here in the UK, the price of a minifigure has now gone up by 50p to £3.49. And in America, the price has increased to $4.99, which now takes away that impulsive buy purchase that you normally get with minifigures at the counter. Now, they aren't particularly cheap, and unless you feel for a particular figure, you don't know what you're buying. Personally, I'll buy some, like the Joker, Flash and Bat-Mite, but the rest I will wait until Lego run a promo or there is a sale. But one thing is for sure, these are amongst the most detailed collectible minifigures that Lego has produced to date. So, in reflection, would you like to have seen any other DC superheroes like Captain Marvel aka Shazam or Dr. Fate, or even perhaps supervillains like Bizarro or Brainiac? Personally, I would love to have seen what design ideas Lego could have come up with for Plastic Man, and perhaps in time Lego will counter their DC collection with one from Marvel. Only time will tell. Let us know your thoughts and feelings on the price increase in the comments below. And if you're new to the LBB News, why don't you hop on and subscribe to London Bridge Bricks and check that notification bell so that you know when we add new content. Coming up, we give you the lowdown on the latest Lego ideas news, and we tell you what Lego and London Bridge Bricks has coming up in the pipeline during January. All that to come, but first, so let's take a look at December's Lego ideas news. For those out there that are new to Lego ideas, in a nutshell, it's Lego sets designed by fans for fans of Lego. Unraveling that a little further, it's a platform for creative Lego fans to submit and present their projects and have them voted upon by other Lego fans with the hope of achieving the coveted 10,000 support threshold. Then, from that stage, their project goes through to a review by the Lego Ideas panelists. Now, via various variables, they can then decide whether or not that project gets made into an official Lego set. And after all that, if your proposal gets picked, it's given the Lego designer makeover and goes into development until it's ready to be manufactured. During this part of the LBB News, we discuss what new projects and sets have achieved that 10,000 threshold, and any other news coming out of the Lego Ideas platform. And by the way, if you like what we're doing here at the LBB News, why not stick around and hit that subscribe button and check the bell notification so that you know when we send out new content. Coming in at number 1 in the batting order, we have Home Alone, McAllister's House by Adwin. The set has been inspired by the 1990s classic Christmas movie Home Alone. Adwin's very large, almost 3,000 piece Lego Ideas project depicts Kevin's attempts to keep the mischievous burglars Harry and Marv at bay. The house is set over 3 levels, with every room well furnished, both the main mansard style and kitchen roof detached, giving you easy access to set those booby traps and create some of your own. I really like the lounge featuring a grand piano, those nicely constructed curtains made out of sloped bricks and tiles, and Kevin enjoying scoops of his favourite ice cream. The set comes with 3 minifigures. Of course, we get Kevin, and we also get Harry and Marv. Outside, and you get a traditional kids' treehouse. Now, Lego could, if they decided to manufacture this set, create a mini version of the Treehouse Lego Ideas set 21318 that they brought out last year with those sustainable leaves. As you can see, Adwin put a lot of effort into his proposal. He goes on to say, it all started with a single set, Santa's Workshop 10245. Me and my girlfriend, back in those days, bought for the 2016 Christmas. I accidentally saw some pictures of this very cute set and thought it would be a cool thing to do at Christmas Eve. Now since then, the Winter Village became a very special thing for us as a married couple now, and the addiction started to grow rapidly. Now, Winter Village and Home Alone movie inspired us to start our first project on Lego Ideas. We think it's got a lot of potential, and 2020 sees the movie celebrating its 30th anniversary, so watch this space. Our second Ideas project to make it through to the 10k club was the very unique Clockwork Aquarium by MJ Smiley. Now this proposal features a whole host of moving action, but equally looks good when it's stationary on display. The tank features underwater plants, Lego made coral, and the classic deep sea diver's helmet that all fish tanks should come with. Happily swimming around all that are 3 fish, a spinning starfish and a chirpy clam. Turning the crank and you realise it's underneath the fish tank where all the real magic happens, with an intricate mechanism housing a modular, ornate style aquarium. Open those cabinet doors and you'll find plenty of fish food. All in, this clever idea comes with just 542 pieces. MJ Smiley goes on to say in his description, "I've continued to tinker with the Clockwork Aquarium since posting it, from making the doors a little cleaner to adding a ratchet, testing different fish pole methods, and finally making it so that the backgrounds could be swapped out super easy. I've also tested out motorizing it and lighting it with a cell phone and Lego LED lights. So there are quite a few options for Lego fans that might want to tinker with it." Throughout his ideas project lifecycle, MJ Smiley has added plenty of insightful updates showing techniques that he's used to build and improve the mechanisms and alter the themes of the fish tank. Do check those out, because like a lot of the best ideas we feature here on the LBB News, those videos and web pages are packed with a lot of background information and useful tips for all aspiring Lego builders. Links to his videos can be found in the description below, along with details to his website. Sticking around the world of Lego ideas for just a little bit longer, through November and December, the Lego Ideas team ran a competition for fans of Lego to build a vintage car that can cruise the streets of any Lego city full of modular buildings. Now, this meant the car could just be 18 studs long and just 6 studs wide, and the winner to be eventually picked via a fan vote. The excellent prize being that your vintage car idea would be transformed into a gift with purchase. And as we've seen recently with the limited edition Batmobile, these gifts with purchases can be well sought after. Along with that, the winner would also be receiving a bundle of high-end Lego sets. Well, during mid-December, they announced the grand prize winner being the talented Versteinert with his Alderson Deluxe. This hardtop convertible is based on car designs from America's 1950s. Now, though it's only 6 studs wide, Versteinert still manages to cram in 2 seats, a handbrake and the all-important steering wheel. He also makes clever use of using a surfboard to get the side contours of the car. The colour combination used overall in this car is really nice, and I hope we get to see those chrome bumpers and hubcaps when Lego get round to producing it. As for Versteinert, do check out his Lego Ideas page. He's come up with some great alternative car builds and even qualified for the 10k club with his submission of the Gilmore Girls Luke's Diner back in April 2017. As for the 5 runners-up, there were plenty of good ideas on offer, including the Trucking It Like It's 1939 by Ramo, Classic Classy Vintage by Squimpy, Big Earl's Delivery Truck by Manulit, and Vintage Lego Delivery Truck by TJ John 12. But probably my favourite runner-up being the Vintage Ice Cream Truck by Gallon B that has a built-in retractable canopy and a fabulous emblem of an ice cream at the rear. It's a fun design and encapsulates everything about the Lego Ideas competition. Well done to the runners-up, and a big congratulations to Versteinert from us here at the LBB News. A link to the Lego Ideas Vintage Car competition can be found in the description below. And still with Lego Ideas, the team there announced midway through December that they were making a couple of minor tweaks to the Lego Ideas platform. Firstly, you can now mention friends, so if you spot something you like and you want to share it with your Lego buddies, you can do so by simply mentioning them using the @ sign and then your friend's name to tag them, and they'll receive a notification grabbing their attention to look at something you feel will be of interest to them. And this is a really helpful way of staying informed on news developments and keeping the conversation flowing on those Lego Ideas pages. The next update is the addition of the private feedback from members of the Lego community who have live production ideas being voted upon. The Lego Ideas announcement went on to say, the intent behind the feedback ratings feature is for creators to get private quantitative feedback so that they can get a better understanding of what other members think of different parts of their product ideas submission. And from that information, the ideas creator can focus on areas of improvement and make those necessary changes to help. And like all projects, they can continually improve throughout the life cycle of their idea, improving their chances of getting them over that 10,000 threshold of support. These changes from the Lego Ideas team gets a big thumbs up from us. And while you're here, why don't you do the same and give us a thumbs up as well? And let us know your thoughts on those Lego Ideas submissions making it to the 10k club during December, down in the comments below. And now, something completely different. December saw Lego take a tranquil dip into the digital stream of gaming with the release of its new game, A Builder's Journey. As part of Apple's arcade subscription service, Builder's Journey is Lego's second offering and comes with 2 gaming narratives. Firstly, construct something appropriate in context to the puzzle laid out before you. And secondly, create a route for your LEGO character to navigate by placing a 1x2 jumper plate with stud along the way that it can jump to. LEGO says in its description, create your own path, a story about play, connections and adventure. Step through levels brick by brick with puzzles that ask us sometimes to follow the instructions, sometimes to be creative and break the rules. Long has LEGO pitched itself as a means to be creative, and a big chunk of that Rebuild the World rhetoric is about playing with LEGO, leading to improving problem solving skills, and Builder's Journey seems to be a part of that Rebuild the World jigsaw puzzle. The game doesn't feature a LEGO minifigure, but instead a character made of LEGO elements. Each level is a detailed diorama awash with silky smooth rendered LEGO brick animations. It's a thoughtful, relaxing game with a soundtrack that reflects the meditative mindset state that this game places you in. Something I think AFOLs will certainly gravitate to. And seeing as this game was developed in-house at LEGO with Lightbrick Studios, one would presume that there will be more to come. You can initially try it for free, after which you'll pay the Apple Arcade subscription fee of either £4.99 or $4.99 per month. And if you do subscribe, you can also try out the LEGO Brawls minifigure adventure game. One other journey that was sad to hear that's ended was the announcement that Brickfanatics is closing its pages for the last time and that issue 12 is its final edition. In an email to me, they said, after 18 months of hard work and fun, 12 editions of Brickfanatics magazine packed full of brick-based content and some quite remarkable, overwhelming support from readers, it is with a heavy heart that we announce that the publication will cease production, with issue 12, the last issue, released. Now, if you happen to be a subscriber, there are details down in the description on how to get in touch and arrange a refund. On a personal note, I was a big fan of the magazine. I like the comic size format, and the how-tos along with designer interviews and the how-to AFOL piece was always a good giggle. I will miss the magazine, but Brickfanatics as an entity will still exist, and I'm glad to hear that the team have projects in the pipeline, so watch this space. And that just about wraps things up for the LBB news this month. Looking ahead to January from LEGO, we have two gorgeous sets coming out to celebrate the Chinese New Year, with 80104, the Lion Dance, which comes with 882 pieces, and the traditional Temple Fair, set number 80105, which comes with 1664 pieces. They'll be priced at £64 and £89 respectively, and the good news is that they'll be available globally along with a free Year of the Rat promo, set number 40355. We'll also have more news surrounding the rumoured release of a LEGO and Fast and Furious tie-in for 2020. This has been the LBB news for December 2019. Please do comment with your views and suggestions below. We always read them and we certainly always reply to them. Have a happy new year of building in 2020. We'll leave you now with some videos we think you might like. Goodbye and a happy new year from the boys at London Bridge Bricks.